Hey gang, it's Charlie here. Thought I told you the other day that I worked on getting the Shoreline working. Today I'll be filming the first real cuts for a real part. Working with the Shoreline, which was my first little mill, was fun, but I replaced it with something a tad larger. 10-15 years ago. Finally got around to CNCing it. And you're going to get to see some of my fun. The part we're going to be making today is for the Stuart Beam. This that I'm holding in my hand is the cylinder gland. As you can see, it's got an elliptical base with a round spigot, and it's supposed to have two holes over here and a hole through. Now, this isn't a terribly complex part. And the way that Stuart would have you make it is by using a piece of bronze casting that they supply, which is the elliptical shape. As I have to make a couple of them, and it's a pain in the neck in the forge. The casting piece that they give you, the extrusion, is made of bronze, and it's elliptical. Being elliptical, it isn't the easiest thing to chuck up in the world. Not hard, not impossible, just not fun. So I decided to get the Shoreline working, and it, for fun, and there's a bunch of other curved parts that need to be made. Now, I've already homed the Shoreline. I have no home switches yet. It's coming. But what I need to do now is touch off. The table is zeroed, but the work isn't. I need to zero the work. Here, you can see the computer screen, so at this point, I'm going to, let's give you a little better view here. Alright, and there's the part. This point, when I start the program, right, it's going to go and ask me for tool 4, which is the number on the piece. And we will go from there. So back to our workpiece. Milling because of the backlash on this piece, and we'll go from there. one last pass. Oh, there actually might be in one more after. Yep, one more. This one's a much shallower pass because it's what's left over. We were using a 40,000 step down, and the total depth of cut is about 375. So it's a little bit shallower cut. Next, we're going to rough out the top spigot, the round part, will be the next part. And here it goes, it's going to start that. Again, we're leaving 20 thousandths for a cleanup. And that's the final pass on the roughing of the spigot. Next we're going to go into finishing passes. And the finishing pass for the spigot. As you can see, we're climb milling for the finishing passes. We left 20 thousandths of depth on the piece for the final. Now we're finishing the ellipse. Okay, now it's going for a tool change. And it wants me to put a number 35 drill bit. So, the tool's changed, and I tell the system that it's changed. Why didn't it retract? That wasn't good. That was a number 35 drill bit. What's interesting is that the machine tried to rapid before it had cleared that hole and cleared the piece, and it snapped it off. I'm going to have to take a look through the G-code and figure out what's going on there. But let's finish the center hole while we're at it. And you can see the piece, and it snapped where the piece snapped off.